Hello and welcome. This is Melskinner, and we're back with some more Wargame Airland Battle, and we have the attack against the one morale unit that we're going to have here with the Norwegian Brigade. This should be a very easy fight. We have a fresh unit, full morale. They have a beaten up unit with the lowest morale you can have with no initiative. We should really just devastate these guys. The biggest problem I see is just how much ground we're going to have to cover to actually come after these guys. Let's see what we have as far as the unit goes, though. Do we have tanks? Yes, we do. So that might help us get initiative or an attack going. We do have air power as well. This seems to be pretty standard Norwegian setup. We have mortars and artillery. Seems like pretty typical Norwegian unit that we're seeing here. A lot more armor than I've seen in the past, though, so that's going to really help us, I think, quite a bit. All right, well, let's set up with our command vehicles. It looks like we have a decent number of these guys. Let's see. Okay, we have 9 in total. Stick you there. I don't know what I'm going to do with a... Oh, I already have we're out. Here in this corner. These two are deployment zones, okay. So forward operating base, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with that. I might put one over here. And we'll use maybe artillery against the enemy quite a bit here, depending on how they do things. I'll put a little bit of defense going, but not sure I'm going to do a ton with it. Wow, we have a large unit here of infantry. So a platoon there and a platoon here. Platoon here. And then maybe like a platoon here and here to protect these bridges, or maybe even there. So platoon of infantry in here to inflict casualties on anyone that tries to come across that way, and then platoon in here. Okay, so that's the setup defensive. Now everything else is going to be offensive as far as I'm concerned. So we should probably try and capture as many deployment zones as we can early on. I think we could capture this one fairly easily, so I'll set up for that. So command vehicle. We'll use one of these rovers. Why not? Stick you along the road. I feel like we can capture this guy pretty easily, so we'll stick one there. And I feel like we can capture Foxtrot fairly easily and be able to hold on to it. So that's going to be my deployment for now. So we'll just capture these 3 zones. Anything after I do that, beyond that, I'm going to work towards with future points. At least I hope I will remember to do so. Okay, so now that we've figured that out, let's go ahead and start getting what we need to do our offensive. So I want to come after the enemy. The problem is this is there's a lot of cover. The tanks might not be the best. In this area, in this attack, maybe. We could come through here. This is pretty open. Tanks would be pretty effective over here. I have to be ready for the enemy to hit me with air power, though, so I don't have a ton of... I'm going to do 2 tank platoons. I do want some infantry to hold this bridge down, and probably put a command vehicle in here, or somewhere along here. Yeah, we'll put some infantry in here, so I would like maybe 2 units of infantry. So grab a platoon of these guys, platoon of these guys. So that's going to be our advance. I do want a recon unit. We'll go with one of these guys so we can defeat armor. And then I want anti-air and support. We don't need quite that many. Do 2. Okay. So that's attack number 1. Okay, could do another couple infantry to hold this sector down, so 1, 2, And similar thing over here. We're just going to need a few units of infantry to hold that sector down. So, 1. Do we want recon infantry? Sure. So, 3 platoons, 2 platoons. Okay. Fortunately, I don't have any helicopters. I would really like to have helicopters like that one Danish unit had. That could be really effective at attacking here. Do I go even more hardcore with the tanks? I could lose a ton of them early on if the enemy is able to get air power out. Now, they don't have a lot of deployment points to work with, so if I can be aggressive, then that won't necessarily matter. I'm going to go with one more tank platoon here. A little bit of an aggressive move, but we'll work it out. Okay. I'm not really sure what to do beyond this. I guess we'll get another command vehicle here, because I really don't know what else to spend my units, my points on. So we'll get another command vehicle. We'll put that there, and we'll get a couple infantry platoons. You know, I might even send these platoons that are here along up that way, and then we'll just put 2 in there. So I guess that's what I'm going to do. 1. Okay, so pretty good. Get some air power going early so that we can defend ourselves to a certain extent. And maybe one of these to knock out any armor we see. Alright. That's going to be it. Let's start over here because I want this to get going. Okay. We're going to grab all of these guys. We're going to say move fast, and we're going to tell them to enter this here. I'm going to grab the command vehicle. I'm going to tell it to move fast. This time I'm going to be actually using roads to try and speed along deployments. We're going to tell them to move fast. You are the main one, so you're going to go there. And you are going to move fast and go in here. Then we have our anti-air, which is also going to move fast. This means that they're going to use roads. Something I haven't really done a lot of. Okay. Man vehicle, you're going to move fast, and I don't know where you're going to go. Let's say put you there. You are going to move fast and go in these woods here. You are going to move fast and go up over here somewhere. Okay. Our infantry is going to move fast. Go in there. Move fast. Go in there. Got these guys. Let's do these guys first. Move fast. There. Move fast. There. Move fast. Trying to deploy these guys as fast as I can. I want a recon unit next. Move fast. What's going on? Okay. See if we can get these guys casualties here. Tanks took some casualties, but hopefully continue to do good work here. Now, I know there's anti-air in the area, but hopefully we'll hit them with this. Okay. Let's get some more starfighters in here. See if we can knock these guys out. Again, I saw the anti-air coming in. Have you back off a little bit. Alright, so the enemy went really hardcore for... Have these guys unload. Okay, so we lost one of our starfighters, but there we go. Massive casualties. You, I never moved because I got distracted. Let's put you over there. Okay. Let's start unloading some of these guys. I never did move you. Let's get these guys moving up this way. Tell them to move fast so they get there a little bit quicker. Move you. Okay. You guys need to unload. And... load. We almost have enough to... I really want to take this zone if I can. So let's get a logistics vehicle, one of these guys. We'll deploy him in here. I'm just going to make the assumption that we'll take this zone. I have faith. Okay, that's bad. Let's get a platoon, these guys going. So we can cut these guys off. Maybe. Okay, these two guys are going to go in here. Where's our recon vehicle? Still on the way. Tell it to move fast so it gets there. Okay, I mean, we're doing heavy casualties here. Putting these guys right here just so that we can keep an eye. Okay. Get our air power going. I want to be able to counter anything that they do here. Alright, stop. Put you there. Okay, we lost a little bit of our tanks here. Let's get some bombs dropped in here, if we can. Okay, you guys are gonna start unloading. Get the truck out of there. Put it over here. Command vehicle's on the way. You just have to find where their enemy command vehicle is. Okay, you need to get out of there. Okay, let's get some tanks in here. So, like you in there. Come on, drop. And a recon unit to support. And we still haven't found their command vehicle. This is kind of the frustrating thing with not having vision. Alright, we're probably going to run out of ammo here if we keep going at it here, but... okay, let's get some more stuff in here so that we can defend, so... put tanks in here. Alright, I don't know what was hitting us. Where the hell is their command vehicle? I might need to grab my recon to help me. Tell them to move fast here. Because I'm not able to find these guys, and it's pissing me off. Once I get the command vehicle in here... ah, there we are. Die. There we go. Now we've stopped their reinforcements. And once we have this guy in here, we'll be able to get our own. Alright, well that worked. Maybe got a little distracted there and didn't do things as well as I could have, but... okay, you are going to move there. Oh, no. That's all messed up in general. They're going to move there. Okay, where else can we have tanks here? Grab a tank platoon. We'll put them in this wood here. And we'll grab recon. I'm not going to necessarily be able to capture everything this turn, but If I can get as much as I can, that would be nice. Okay, let's help out here. Now that we're deploying from this zone, we can do that. Okay, well, we already got enough points to win this thing. So there we go. Nice and quick. I leveled up, I guess. So total victory. Let's go ahead and exit. Let's see what happens. This should destroy the unit. I mean, if that... There we go. We just destroyed them, so that's 30 points to me. And we're a little bit further along the victory track. Okay, so that's just letting me know that they, they got destroyed. Another unit's going to get destroyed because I don't think they can put up a fight. Now, there was one guy that had initiative. That might be the reason why they were able to fight. So, more, and then there we go, another 30. So, I don't think we got enough because there was 30, 30, and 35. So that would be 95. So we're a little shy. We're at 285, I think, at this point. Oh, and then there's another 30. So we're at 315. We've already won. So, Carrier Battle Group Invincible. The aircraft carrier HMS Invincible has rejoined the NATO Carrier Battle Group Squadron in the North Sea. I think at this point it doesn't matter. We've just won. There we go. So I thought that might be the last turn because we had an opportunity to just annihilate a whole bunch of units. I guess we never even had, I can't really look at the map here, but we never really even had a fight in that one thing. That unit just got destroyed. I didn't think they had that low a morale, but that's what happened. So interesting. All right, well, I'm not sure why this unit wasn't destroyed when there was another, I believe it was an East German unit as well that attacked me here, and I only beat them, I only had to beat them once, and they just immediately got destroyed. And I don't think they had low morale either, so it seems like the game is a little bit inconsistent on when you destroy units and when you don't. I'm a little bit confused sometimes exactly how this works. Now, to give a wrap-up of the overall campaign, I personally think that maybe I played a little bit too easy a difficulty. I'm not exactly sure. I assumed the difficulty was just for the battles, but it might have been also for the campaign as well. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's go ahead and read this. The Northern Front has collapsed and no longer exists as a combat formation. The last remnants of its regiments feebly attempt to go back to the Kola Peninsula via the coast under the constant pounding from NATO special forces and Norwegian partisans. Those who try to flee via Finland, thinking they will be in friendly or at least neutral territory, discover a very different situation. Indeed, they are relentlessly hunted down by Finnish partisans, thus getting a clear idea of how the country's army will behave as soon as NATO troops are closer. With the whole of its north fighting plan annihilated, the USSR is forced to withdraw troops from Germany and to call back second-line troops from Poland and Czechoslovakia, where they were ensuring security at the rear of the front. As I witness the unraveling of the repressive plan and foresee a defeat on the part of the USSR, opponents of these countries grow increasingly confident. Soon, even Pact convoys are attacked by partisans. Oh, interesting. The Eastern Bloc is living out its last days. All right, so again, going over what happened in the campaign, I'm going to do this now while you can kind of see the map. I personally think that the victory that I had was good planning on the first turn, where we were able to delay their main offensive. That one area where we had a ton of fighting, where many days of fighting, many battles took place. At one point, we had 3 units on each side. Not necessarily at the same time, but 3 units on each side got involved in that fight, and it was a long, drag-out fight. I was able to delay that fight because I used commander raids in the first turn, which prevented the 2 units that were in the adjacent region from attacking. And then the next turn I used the air raid, which really brought the initiative of those units engaging way down, giving me a bit of an advantage. If those units had attacked me on turn 1 full strength, that Norwegian unit would have gotten wiped out. There would have been nothing I could have done. That unit wasn't high enough morale. I don't think it had full initiative. It would have been destroyed. But because I was able to delay and I was able to hamper the effectiveness of the enemy troops, I really blunted the Pact offensive. The Pact needed to attack me and get things going early, and they never did. Now that, I believe, is part of the failing of the AI. The AI did some really boneheaded things. They did a naval invasion against me in Stockholm, which just got their unit annihilated after one defeat, which is not good, because when you do a naval invasion, you don't have any control of any deployment zones. So you don't have any air power because you can't call anything in. You don't have any reinforcements, so whatever you deploy, that's all you get. So all I have to do is defend the deployment zones, and I can just pound you with my air power, and you have no defense against it outside the anti-air that you bring into the fight. So yes, you can win those fights, but they're hard, and you have to go about it the right strategy, which the AI didn't do. Then the AI did an attack in southern Denmark that got a unit annihilated. Again, I'm not sure why in that case beating that unit once defeated it. Maybe it's because I had 2 units in there. I defeated them once, and then the second unit more or less destroyed them. I'm not exactly sure. Again, it's really weird at what points units get destroyed and what points they don't. And then the third boneheaded thing that the AI did is they launched an airborne invasion on, I don't remember which region it was, but I had a Panzer Brigade just sitting there, and they launched an airborne attack. And again, the same situation. They don't have, if they do that, they don't start with any deployment zones because they're deploying from off the map. They don't control any territory adjacent. So they're in the middle of the map with no deployment zones. It's, again, all I have to do is lock down the deployment zones, and I can just keep getting in reinforcements and keep hitting them with air power, and they're really defenseless to that. So if the AI had just deployed things to help their offensive in the north and continue to push, they probably could have gained ground and gotten their offensive going. But because they didn't, once I blunted that one attack where all that fighting happened, they had overextended, and it was really easy for me to go on the offensive and just destroy them, which is what I did in this last turn here. So maybe if I were to do this over again, I'd play it at a higher difficulty, but I didn't really understand exactly what the difficulty meant and what all it did. Maybe it would have had a part to play in the campaign, but really the AI just not taking initiative, they never really had very many political power points to use, so it was hard for them to use the strike missions they would have had available to deploy very many troops. So after they did those first few early deployments, they probably squandered all the political power that they had, and at that point they're only at best getting 6 a turn, which is not much in the grand scheme of things. In any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed this series, and I am more than likely going to jump into the sequel of this game, Wargame Red Dragon, and we might do a series with that. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to or not, but that's the game plan for now. And I think there's a number of improvements that are done with the campaigns in that game that I'm really looking forward to. I see some issues with this game. In particular, the fact that you don't recover losses, or there's no way for you to recover losses, make units more or less useless after a certain point, which I definitely think we saw in this campaign. But from what I saw in Red Dragon, reading through the manual, I haven't really played it yet, so I'd have to see for sure. But it seems like you actually have an option when you do like the rest action like we have here, you also regain some of your troops, which makes a certain element of sense. Now, you can't do that when you're in combat, obviously, so if the enemy can stay on top of you, they can prevent you from doing things. I also believe that they removed the strike missions, which honestly, the strike missions are interesting, but I think they're a little too gamey, so I could see why you'd want to remove those from the game. But again, these are just what I've seen from just reading the manual and what little I've seen of the game. So I'd actually have to play one of those campaigns to see for sure, but I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this series. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.